And welcome to the Not So Late Night Show, the show where we bring good news and fun from God's house to yours. I'm your host, Luke Kimry. On stage with me is Joe Cool and Matt Wheeler. And tonight, we have a phenomenal show for you. Matt, what's your middle name?
Lee.
Interesting.
Why?
No reason. We hit the ground running this week, and as you can tell, we have selected a final name and design for our show. This is officially now the Not So Late Night Show. But that's not our new logo, Matt. What happened to our logo?
What do you mean? This was the best logo that was submitted, so it's the new logo for our Not So Late Night Show.
Matt, I know without a doubt that that's not even, it's not even spelled right. Did you make this? Matt, where's the actual symbol?
I mean, I just thought that this one was pretty cool. But
Let's bring up the actual logo.
Okay. I mean, it's okay. But
Oh yeah, look at that. That looks good. First off, we absolutely loved all of the different suggestions and all the input that you guys gave. And we want you to know just how difficult it was selecting the 3 or 4 that we ended up having you guys vote on. Thank you for participating and sending in your ideas. This truly is the Not So Late Night Show, and it is a pleasure to be on it. Beyond the new design, we have plenty to share tonight. We have a brand new interviewee. We have an awesome game, some happy and hilarious stories. And tonight, Matt actually might be funny.
really, Luke? You know, we're going to start this already?
Matt, you basically started this.
What? I mean, all I did was share my middle name, and you asked me to.
And yet, here we are. And like always, I blame you. So we're super excited for tonight, and we hope that you are as well. Let's kick it off with some announcements. Matt?
All right, guys. Well, first things first, tomorrow is Thursday, and we are going to have our first Shakes at Sonic event. It was brought to my attention that Sonic may not be open for seating outside, even though it's outside. So I'll let you guys know about that. That's something that we change, and we say, hey, get it through the drive-thru, then come here. I will let you know before 3 o'clock. But if we are there at 3 o'clock, I will personally, with the youth budget, buy the first shake. The first shake of the first person there.
That's what we said last.
So, yeah, we did say that. The first shake of the first person. So we will see if it's there or if it's here. We will let you guys know. That is the first thing. Secondly, on Friday at 6 p.m., there is a worship event. And it's kind of up in the air of where that's going to be as well. It's not going to be at Sonic. It will either be at my house around the campfire, or it will either be here in the fellowship hall. That is just dependent upon whether it rains or not. So we'll see. I don't want it to rain. I'd love to just sit in a campfire chair. That's not what you call it. It's a lawn chair. I'd love to sit in a lawn chair around the fire with you guys. But if that doesn't happen, that's okay. We'll still be in here. 6 o'clock on Friday, a worship event. So I'm looking forward to that. Then, last but not least, coming up within this week, next Tuesday, we're going to have another house party at the high school house from 3 to 5 p.m. That was fun last time.
Oh, yeah.
So looking forward to do that here again. And I think that's all I have.
That's a lot of announcements.
That's a lot.
Hey, that's a lot of things going on at the church, and we would love to see you guys there. I've only been to the house party. It was a blast.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next one. Hopefully Sonic will be open. That would be fun. Let's get started with our first segment, Happy Stuff. Happy Stuff is our segment where we share encouraging and happy stories that are going on right here in our very own congregation. So let's kick it off and share some happy stories. Debbie Ramsey shared her good news of celebrating 35 years at her job at Kroger. She said, I was given a choice of gift, and I chose a home theater system with a plug-in for karaoke. We're thinking about getting a new TV to go with it. Debbie, that's fantastic news.
That's
Congratulations. Awesome. And that's awesome. If you ever need someone who's literally the all-time best at karaoke, Matt would love to.
Well, I mean, I do enjoy karaoke. It's been a couple of times that I've done it. It's typically songs that are a little out of pitch for me, but I try. But Luke, I've never said that I was the best.
Matt, you told me you won nationals.
Luke, I literally never said that.
He's just shy. Grace Hockman shared that after 9 months of health issues, she's finally starting to find a balance and more energy by eating sugar-free. She said, so the good news is I'm slowly becoming healthy again. I can actually leave the house and do things instead of resting on the couch because of my mono. Wow, Grace, this must have been a really difficult time, but we're so happy to celebrate with you that you're becoming healthier. Our prayers will be continuing to go to you that you would continue becoming healthier as time goes forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our last bit of good news goes towards all of the dads in our congregation. Happy Father's Day. Thank you to all of the dads and father figures who have always had good advice when we needed it, a steady hand when life was chaotic, and a loving guidance as we grew older. Many of us have been blessed by the dads and father figures in our lives. And we here at the Not So Late Night Show just wanted to remind you in case you forgot. So yeah, I think that brings it to.
Well, that's just real nice, Luke.
What's real nice?
I mean, just refusing to mention that I've now been the youth minister at Woodlawn for 3 years. As if that's not good news we're celebrating. That's real nice.
I'm sure that was just an oversight, but you've been here 3 years, so that's something. Thank you for putting up with Matt and bearing with him for so long. As always, be sure to go onto the church's social media page so that you can share your good and happy stories for us so we can celebrate together. We'll be doing our best to make sure that those get posted on Friday afternoon. Our next segment is an interview with one of Woodlawn's very own. Let's welcome Emerson Curry to the stage.
Yeah. Woo! Emerson.
Emerson, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your grade, maybe a fun fact, and your hobbies?
My grade is, I'm a junior in high school, so 11th grade. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was the other thing?
Fun fact?
Fun fact. I'm about to be an aunt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My sister announced
That's
on
awesome.
Father's Day, so
Oh, fun.
I'm
That's awesome.
excited.
Yeah. And what about your hobbies?
I like to sing and play guitar and ukulele.
So maybe you and Matt could do the karaoke sometime.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for telling us a little bit about yourself. What's your most proud accomplishment?
So I struggled with like my confidence and like fear and stuff. Who doesn't though? Like it's
honestly.
natural. But recently, like God's been doing a lot of work on me, and I've been able to like step out a little bit, and I write my own songs.
Oh, cool.
So recently, I've like shared them with people, which was really hard for me at first, but it's gotten easier. And now I'm working on like kind of getting them out there a little bit for like more
That's
people
super
to hear.
awesome.
So yeah.
Well, that's a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
Congrats. Yeah. That's really cool. So in like a couple minutes or less, how did you come to know Jesus as you do today?
I grew up in the church. Like my dad was the youth minister and then associates minister and now senior minister here at Woodlawn.
Yep.
So I was very blessed to have a family that was so involved with the church. But in like middle school, it kind of like hit me that my relationship with God is my own relationship and I need to put in the work. I don't just get like a free pass or get to just go through the motions because my dad's the preacher. So I started kind of like diving a little deeper and spending more time with God and taking it more seriously. So.
That's really cool. So what challenge or words of encouragement would you like to share with your peers and our viewers?
Well, the world is like pretty crazy right now, literally insane.
Yeah.
But I would just encourage you all to remember that God's in control. It's not in our hands, and stay positive. And I really liked what Aiden said last week about doing everything through love. So.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And now our last question, and this is the one that I think many of us have been waiting for. What's the secret to becoming a millionaire?
Ooh. Yeah. I want to know.
We need to know.
Having millions of dollars.
Okay.
What did she say?
Give it up for Emerson, everybody.
Millions of dollars?
Having millions of dollars.
That's a great idea. Emerson, thank you.
That's the reason why I haven't become a millionaire yet. Because I don't have millions of dollars.
That's all you have to do. It's that
I just
easy.
have to get the millions of dollars.
Just get
And
it.
then I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
It seems so easy when you say it like that.
I know. It seems like it shouldn't even be a secret.
Well, thank you, Emerson. I enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better. I haven't really gotten a chance to meet you, and I know that our millions of viewers did as well. Okay, maybe we don't have millions of viewers, but it's pretty close.
Yeah,
It's basic.
it's really not.
Matt, could you be any more negative?
I'm trying to help you, Luke.
Matt. One day you'll understand.
What are you even talking about?
Now, on to our next segment. Tonight we're playing the game True Confessions. So helping us with our game is Aiden and Shannon. Let's welcome those to the stage. So for this game, it's similar to Two Truths and a Lie, except we only have two different papers. On one of them, there is a story that either tells a true story. On the other one, it could be a false story. So two of us will choose which one the other one chooses, either one or two. That person will read their story, and then we get a minute to guess, or a minute to ask questions, sorry. And then at the end of that minute, we will guess whether or not it is a true story, and then that person will tell us whether or not it is true. So let me grab my timer, and I guess I'll go first, and then we'll just kind of go around. So which one should I open first?
That one.
Two?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. Okay. I've almost fallen off a mountain and died twice. Minute is starting now.
What was the name of the mountain?
It was a mountain in Germany. I don't know the name of it. It's hard. to
Why were you in
pronounce.
Germany?
I was 12. I went with my grandma because she was traveling the world at the time, and so she asked me and my mom if we wanted to go.
What's your
Was it the
grandma's
same?
What's my grandma's name? Her name is Millie.
Okay, was it the same mountain, like same time?
No, it was actually two different times. The first time it was sledding, and I almost fell off the side of the mountain, which was terrifying. The second time, I was in like a paragliding thing, and like the mountain ended really soon, and we almost fell. Like we didn't get into the air in time. So
How old did you say you were again?
I was 12. So it was
Both times?
7th or 8th grade. Yeah, it was the same. It was the same
Mhm.
2-week span.
Okay.
So
And you went with who?
I went with my grandma and my mom, but some of my grandma's friends were there as well.
What were their names?
Oh, her best friend's name is Mary, and her husband is John, and then her daughter, I forget her name.
Wow, you know a lot about your grandma's friends.
Anyway,
The minute is up.
All right, so do you think that was a true story or false?
I'd say that was true. That's my guess.
I'm gonna say it's false.
It's true.
What?
I've almost fallen off a mountain and died 2 different times. It was a very dangerous trip, so if you
In a
ever go to
2-week
Germany, watch out. All right, let's go, Aiden. I'm feeling one, but
Let's do it.
okay, open one.
Drop the paper. Okay, one time I played with Reese Witherspoon's son in water fountains. We were both little.
Okay, I'll start the timer.
What's your son's name?
Deacon,
How old were you?
probably like 4 or 5. Little.
Okay. Where did this happen?
Like the fountains in Market Square, not the big
Okay,
ones, but the
okay,
little
gotcha.
Why were they in Market Square?
ones. They were just there. I didn't ask Reese Witherspoon why she was there
Why were you there?
because we used to go to church downtown at Crossings, so
Gotcha.
we'd go to the fountains a lot after church.
I can't think of any other questions.
I think I already know my
What was the
answer to
weather
this
like
one.
that day?
I don't really remember. I guess it was sunny because we were playing in fountains.
Was he nice?
I mean, we're playing together, so I assume so.
Did you get an autograph?
No. This story is mostly from my mom because I don't really remember it that well because it's just a random kid I was playing with.
Okay, well, that's a minute.
I'm gonna say it's true.
I don't think it's true. I think it's false.
Okay. Well, it is false, but it wasn't Reese Witherspoon. It was Gwen Stefani's son.
Oh my gosh! Just as unlikely. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story. Holy cow!
Whose son was it?
Gwen Stefani?
Gwen Stefani. Yeah, it's not near as cool as.
Yeah.
Just
well,
kidding, that's awesome.
I thought I told Shannon this story before so I
did,
could catch
but I-
her by
I knew it
saying
was
a different
someone
name.
Nice.
All
That was
right.
good.
Shannon?
Alright, Which
Which
one?
one should we pick?
Also, I didn't realize we were doing sentences, so I have stories here.
Oh well, you can
So.
try and like summarize it, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking two.
That's kind of what I was thinking. All right.
Okay.
You can take a second if you need to read it first, so that you can.
Oh
Start.
my gosh.
It's a whole
It's really
paragraph.
long. Okay, so basically, what's going on in this story is our neighbors had a rocking horse on their porch that they were selling
I
in a
know
yard
this
sale.
story.
You don't know the story. And we were moving, so I wanted to buy it, but my parents said no. So I decided to play on it, and I ended up breaking it. And I ended up having to tell my parents and our neighbors. And I had to give one of my toys away to contribute to the yard sale. And that's the whole story.
Okay.
So,
So you broke the rocking horse
Yes.
and you had to give away a toy.
yeah,
What toy did you give away?
I have no clue.
Was this at Johnson?
No, this was when I was 4. This was
Okay.
back in Indiana,
Where in Indiana?
Indianapolis.
I don't know what to ask
What
you.
did the rocking horse look like?
It was brown. It looked like a horse.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Did you get hurt when you broke it?
No, I broke the spring. It was like one of those spring ones.
Oh,
and
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I didn't get hurt, but just in trouble.
What were your neighbors' names?
I have no clue. I want to say like Billy or Jerry or something. I don't know. Something like
Was
that.
your mom like mad, or just a little bit?
Just a little mad,
Okay.
but
Hmm.
Did you cry?
yes.
But
I was
you had to
very
give up a
sad.
toy. That's kind
Yeah.
of traumatic.
I didn't
Yeah.
mean to break it. I just wanted to play on it.
So did you throw away the rocking horse or did you keep it?
No, they threw it away.
They threw it away.
Yeah.
Okay, so you broke the toy. You didn't even get to keep it.
No.
Then they took a toy.
Well, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I feel like this is true.
I'm gonna say false.
This is indeed true. I'm very disappointed
Really?
that
Let's
you didn't
go.
read my false story because I really
Sorry.
wanted to read it.
So it's true. You actually did break the
I
rocking
did,
horse. Oh,
yeah.
that's so sad.
I know.
All right.
It's a
Well,
sad story.
this was fun. Give it up for Aiden and Shannon, everybody. Oh man, I look forward to next week's games. Today was lots of fun. I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching the games. If not, you know what you can do? You can come and then tell us that you'd like to play a game, and we can play a game. So
Yeah, that was fun
pretty
to watch.
Yeah. Well, Matt, you know what? I don't want to hear it. Anyways, speaking of Matt, now is the time in our show where we turn it over to Matt for the Devo.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you. Good.
Okay,
Okay.
I got you.
Thank you.
Just wanted to make sure that they're
Thank
paying
you.
attention. Yeah,
Thank you.
you know, because I would.
Thank you.
I got your back.
Do you want to do the Devo?
No, you got it.
Okay.
It's all you.
Thank you. Well, guys, so we've just been talking the last few weeks about justice. And this week we're continuing in that theme as we talk just a little bit more about justice. So this dominating idea that I want us to understand is that justice is more than just a hashtag. It's more than something that we just talk about. So as we began speaking about this just 2 weeks ago, we first just kind of made the point that justice is something that we have to do something about. It's not something that we can just tweet about. I don't know if any of you tweet anyway. Post on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, just talk about with friends or family. It's something that requires action. Justice doesn't come about, injustice isn't overcome with just words. It's overcome by action. So we have to do something to bring about justice. This past week, as we continued just talking about this, we just made the point that as we seek to do something, we can't just do anything. That there's a right way about bringing about justice, and there are wrong ways of doing that as well. And so as we seek to do something about justice, we need to love mercy. We need to be people who, like God is, as God revealed himself to Moses and called himself one who is just compassionate and gracious, abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness. We also, as his image bearers, as we also need to extend forgiveness and mercy to those who have been oppressed, recipients of injustice, and those who have also done injustice as well. And this will look different, but we need to be people who love mercy. This week, guys, the main point that I want us to get is to just act justly ourselves. And this may seem obvious. This may kind of go hand in hand with the do something when it comes to justice, but it's not all that hard to not do justice. It's somewhat easy to just to be people who somehow allow injustice to go on. We can be sometimes people who also just push forward injustices and do injustice. And I think that's not intentional. I know you guys in this room. I know a lot of you online. I know we don't mean to do these things, but it can be easy to do injustice. You can think about the times in which that you've seen your friends or people that you know and that you have some influence over do something that you know was wrong, that maybe hurt somebody, that put somebody down, and you didn't do anything about it. I think that was unjust. You may also, as I know I have done in the past, and have to check myself to make sure I don't do, may also have done something to put somebody down, to make somebody feel less than, or like they don't have value, or things that maybe you yourself do and what they should feel. They feel like they have value. That is unjust. It's easy to do things that are unjust. So we have to act justly and deliberately and intentionally about that. In his letter to many churches, James wrote in the first chapter. It wasn't chapters back then, but we've made it into chapters and verses. But in the letter of James, he wrote in the first chapter, verse 22. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. He goes on to say in verse 27 of this first chapter, religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. So that first verse, verse 22, just speaks toward this need to do something. We can't just think about something about doing justice. We have to do something about it. And he gives us a little bit of a picture here about what doing justice looks like. It means looking out for those who are marginalized. In the Old Testament time, we see revealed that as God just expresses his will for his people, Israel, that he wants them to look after the aliens, the foreigners. He wants them to look after widows and orphans, lepers who are outcasts at this time, and slaves. And we also, in our culture today, we need to also look out for those people. God is on the side of those who receive injustice, who experience injustice. And we want to find ourselves on God's side, defending those who receive injustice as well. So we have to act justly and just be really thoughtful and deliberate about that. And we'll get more into this next week as well, as we just speak about just one more piece of this. But just to kind of bring us back to where this thought comes from. In the book of Micah, I think it is, one of the Old Testament prophets. It's Micah. It's Micah. Micah is speaking on God's behalf as a prophet, as God's spokesperson, and God says, what is it that the Lord requires? And it's not sacrifices. It's not words. It's not thoughts. It's action. And he says, what does the Lord require? But to seek justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. So guys, big idea this week. Let's act justly. Let's be on the side of those who experience injustice and not be those who propel injustice forward. But let's defend those who have experienced injustice. So act justly.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it is easy to subtly promote injustice.
Yeah, we don't mean to.
Just by our actions, and we don't mean it.
So got to work on that. I do too.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I look forward to next week. Well, this is the part in the show that might be my favorite, where we share the hashtag stories. Now, this past week, we asked you to send in your stories regarding hashtag my bad idea. And a few people did send in their stories, and we will now share those stories. First one comes from @Eli_the3_store3. When I was a young lad, I built a carton box cart thing. I wanted to drive it around on a real road because I thought it would look cool. I can assure you it was neither cool nor road legal. Hashtag my bad idea. Yikes. That is probably not a good idea. Eli, I'm glad that you're still alive.
Yeah, absolutely. He's about of driving age now, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you wanted to just, I don't know, if you wanted to try it again, you're a little bit older.
Yeah, I mean.
Actually, probably don't do that. It's a bad idea. Like you said. Our next one comes from @Heather Boschert.
Yeah.
When I was 14, I went swimming in the pond with two of the kids on the farm where we lived in Zimbabwe. Later that day, a man who worked with my dad said he saw us swimming, and right after we got out, 2 10-foot pythons came out after us. They could have swallowed us whole. Hashtag my bad idea.
Oh my gosh. That's like
That's terrifying.
taller than me, 10 feet. That's like a basketball goal.
Are you sure? Because you're pretty tall.
I'm pretty tall. I'm not 10 foot tall, but
That's like two of me
that's
on
like
top of each other.
2 of you swimming after you,
About half of you.
wanting to eat you.
Ugh.
Gosh, that's scary.
That's terrifying. So maybe don't swim in ponds where there could be giant pythons living.
That's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Might be more of a Zimbabwe thing than a Knoxville thing, but
I don't know.
I'll probably be careful the next time I'm in a pond. The next one comes from @World's Actual Best Host. When I was in Phoenix, I went to the airport to fly to Knoxville and propose to Abby. As I was checking in for my flight, the confirmation number wouldn't work. Found out my flight was the day before. Hashtag my bad idea.
Man, that sounds like a bad day.
I don't know who did this, but
I
that's
don't know.
super embarrassing.
Yeah, really
I
embarrassing.
bet this guy felt really bad and awkward
Probably.
after that happened.
Yeah, that's really
Wow.
bad.
How could you mess that up? Honestly.
I don't know. I mean, he probably was just a really nice guy that just, forgot. Who knows? We don't know.
Our next one comes from @BestHostBro Kyle. Hashtag my bad idea. That's all it says.
All right, I'll be honest. I was the world's best actual host or actual best host.
Oh, that was you.
So this is my brother Kyle.
Oh, okay.
I asked him for some bad ideas that he's had, and he's had a couple. And I don't know. I guess he just thought that they were all too bad to talk about. And he knows that our students, their families are impressionable, and he don't want to give them any ideas of bad ideas for themselves, their own. But I'm also glad he didn't say anything because I know he thinks I have a lot of bad ideas, and I don't think
It would probably have something to do with you.
Probably has something to do with me.
Something that you both did.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And we probably don't need to hear that.
And then it would become our bad idea.
Yeah, it could, and we don't want that. So,
Well, Matt.
yeah. Kyle says hi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you guys for sharing your stories.
Luke, what's your bad idea?
I've never had a bad idea.
Yeah, I think you've had a lot of bad ideas.
Matt, you don't know me.
I've heard your bad ideas. What's one bad idea? There has to be one.
Okay. So when I was a little kid, I really, really, really wanted to have the superpower of flight. I wanted to fly
Relatable.
like
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
And I had a cape. I actually had a whole costume, but the cape was the easiest part to put on.
Yeah.
There was the Superman cape.
Mhm.
And so I put it on and I went downstairs and I was, like running through my house. I was probably like 6 or 7.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, I get it. I know what I need to do to be able to fly. I just have to believe that I'll fly. Like
Yeah.
when I jump and just believe, just close my eyes and then I'll open them and I'll be in the air.
It sounds like from Peter Pan, like faith.
Kind of like
Pixie
that.
dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of like that.
Yeah.
And so I was downstairs in my living room and I got on top of my, like the armchair that was in there. And I was like, this is it. This is the moment. And so I jumped into the air and closed my eyes and landed with a hard thud and realized that I couldn't fly.
That's a sad moment in a kid's life.
It was a very sad moment.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad idea.
Yeah. It hurt. So that's my bad idea. That's the only time I've ever had a bad idea about it.
Oh yeah, sure.
I learned my lesson.
Only time.
Well, Matt, now that we're on the subject, do you know what else is a bad idea?
What?
Driving into butterflies. Did you know that every 12 years, as many butterflies are killed by cars as there are people in the U.S.?
Luke, you don't make much sense, buddy.
Your face doesn't make much sense, Matt. That's even your real name. Similar to our Happy News segment, to participate in this, go to our student social media accounts on Monday afternoon so that you can participate. We would love to hear your funny stories. Our next hashtag is going to be awesome. Well, now it's time for the word of the week. Unfortunately, we didn't have anyone who wanted to share this. I think it's because the word is kind of daunting. It's a little long.
Yeah.
It's a little weird. The word of the week is widdershins, W-I-D-D-E-R shins. And I think it's Scottish or something. It's not from here.
That doesn't sound
It
normal.
means to move counterclockwise or in the wrong direction. So in the case of your life, Matt, you're always going widdershins.
You think my life is going in the wrong direction?
I didn't say that.
Maybe bringing you onto this show was a move in the wrong direction.
We'll talk later.
Okay.
Hopefully this past week you snuck in lots of opportunities for you to share our funny word, brouhaha.
Bruja.
We would love to hear how you use that word. Send it into the student's account. It might end up on the show. Who knows?
Yeah.
But this week, the word is widdershins. Please use that word in funny different areas and share your small anecdotes of how you used it. For next week, our last little bit goes to our Netflix suggestion, which actually Matt said that he was capable to read for us.
I am capable. Thank you. Very capable. So our Netflix suggestion for this week, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites, like all-time favorites.
Yeah?
Definitely top one.
Top one.
I think it's my
Like,
favorite movie.
your
I just-
favorite.
It's my favorite movie.
You know, look, I'm starting to think that all of these Netflix suggestions are just all of your favorite shows and movies.
Well, I do have fantastic taste
Well, you've never asked me what movies I like.
because you don't have good taste.
How would you even know that? You've never even asked me.
That's none of your concern. One last thing before we end. You heard many stories today. Hopefully some of them were happy. Hopefully some of them were funny. Hopefully you enjoyed them. We would love to keep hearing more and more stories. We only had like a few hashtags. We would love to have like 6 or 7. So please, if you have anything funny, if you have anything happy or encouraging, go to our social media accounts, share those stories so that we can celebrate together, so that we can laugh together. We just want to have a good time. This is, after all, the Not So Late Night Show, starring you guys. And so we want to make sure that you guys are in the mix of this. And I think that's it for tonight.
Yeah.
Episode 3 of the Not So Late Night Show has come to an end, and I just want to thank you guys in the audience and you guys online for making this possible. It's been a really strange and stressful year, but You are the reason why this is happening. You guys have made this possible because you have shown up and helped with the sound. You've shown up and helped with the audience. You've shown up and helped with ideas. Thank you so much. This is the late night show, the not so late night show featuring you. I even think it was successful in spite of the fact that Matt was here. So that's great news.
Luke, do you make fun of me because, like, deep down, you're just really insecure? Don't worry about him. He's fine. Guys, like he said, just be sure to watch our social media over the next, so many days, so our stories can be, your stories can be included in what we do here. We want you to tell your friends and family to tune in with us if they want some quality entertainment, family-friendly content.
Yes, definitely do that. Maybe warn them first that Matt's on the show, but then definitely tell them. My name is Luke Kimmery, here with co-host Matt Wheeler and awesome host Joe Cool. And we'll see you next week on the Not So Late Night Show.